Alright guys, so with there being about 2 days remaining until the arena reset, and for anybody who still does not have Capsaicin and thinking that they cannot climb, I want to share with you guys a team that ND Runner has actually shared during his live stream, and he recently just posted a video about, and that is going to be a Wildberry team. So yes, you can still climb the arena guys without Capsaicin, so don't worry, but the downside again is that you still need to have about Moonlight and Stardust, because that's pretty much going to be the best combo that there is. Alright, but this build is definitely going to be a bit easier for you guys to follow in my opinion. But let's get into the topping real quick, and that is going to be 5 of the Swift Chocolate for Hollyberry here, and we are focusing on the damage resist as well as the cooldown once again. And the runner has a lot higher cooldown than I do, but for me, where I am, it still works out pretty darn decently for me. But of course, the higher cooldown it is and the higher damages it is, the better it's going to be. And the next one is going to be Wildberry. Wildberry is using 5 of the solid almond here, and we are going to be focusing on 2 things here, and that is going to be the damage resist as well as the attack speed. The more attack speed you have, the better it's going to be. You know, you're just punching the enemies a lot faster, right? But something that he did mention that he wants you guys to not have is going to be the cooldown, because when you guys do have cooldown, it is going to mess up a little bit of the skill order and won't allow him sometimes to use his skill during that 1 minute mark. All right, so you want his mega punch to happen at that 1 minute mark. And then the next one is going to be Stardust. The reason why I said it's a little bit easier to follow is because Stardust is using a lot less cooldown. Of course, you can still go with the higher cooldown, but for this skill order set, it is actually better for you guys to use a lower cooldown, because you're going to actually be able to either dodge the enemy Stardust, or you're at least able to time it so that the enemies Moonlight or Stardust won't be able to dodge our Stardust skill. All right, so of course, the skill setting and the skill order is going to depend on your setting as well as the enemies. But this still allows you guys to still take advantage of this team without having like a 9% cooldown or 8% cooldown. And then you want to focus on the crit, damage resist, as well as extra attack if possible. And then Moonlight is a little bit different than what he actually set up, because for me personally, when I tried out the build that he shared, it didn't work out too well. So I just went back to what I had originally with what I shared in the past, and that is going to be with 3 Searing Raspberry, 2 of the Swift Chocolate. I focus on the damage resist as well as the cooldown around 15% and an extra attack and crit. He has it that where he uses 3 of the Swift Chocolate and 2 Searing Raspberry and goes 18% cooldown. But for me, once again, this worked out better for me, so that's what I'm going to be using. And then last one is going to be Pure Vanilla with 3 of the Swift Chocolate, 2 solid almond. It's a little bit different than his as well, because I am going to be using, no Searing Raspberry, because I wanted to focus on the damage resist as well as the cooldown with the toppings that I had. The reason why Wildberry is actually really good right now inside of the arena is because not only do you get 15% extra damage resist to someone like Pure Vanilla as well as Moonlight, who does not have ways to get extra damage resist, but on top of that, because there's a lot of cookies right now hitting multiple times, like Moonlight, who hits like 8 times with her skill, Wildberry is able to quickly stack up his rage and deal an insane amount of nuke damage, combo with someone like Stardust Cookie's Sign of the Star debuff, as well as Moonlight Cookie's Weakness debuff as well. So where you're still using the Whistle, as well as the Scroll and the Jelly Watch, and of course, if you don't have the Epic one, make sure to use the common one until you get your Epic one to level 12. All right guys, so here we go. We're gonna go up against a singleton comp this time around with the double DPS. Let's go. So the good thing now is that there's still a lot of different comps that you can use without Capsaicin. You know, a lot of people still say, hey, I don't have Capsaicin, so I can't climb. But the thing is that even without Capsaicin right now, there's a lot of good replacements, and the decent ones right now that I personally have to say is gonna be Wildberry with this comp here. And then we also have, the one where we have Werewolf. Werewolf is still really good. And also, if you guys have the ability to take advantage of Molotov Cookies Magic Candy, that's also an option as well. But you can see right there, Wildberry didn't do a ton here because our cookies actually just nuked the crap out of the enemy Stardust and Moonlight. But you can see Wildberry definitely is a viable option right now. So here we go, guys. This one is going to be the double tank, double DPS this time around. Let's go. An additional perk that Wildberry also has right now is that because of the fact that we don't always have BTS roaming around in the arena every single time right now, and it being split between, people using Pure Vanilla, some people using BTS, that allows Wildberry to also take advantage of his stuns, right? So he has 100% stun rate rather than someone like Werewolf, who has a 20% chance. Wildberry has 100%, so he's able to take advantage of that stun. But this time around, again, we are versing a BTS here, but even against the Capsaicin, absolutely amazing. Wildberry definitely adds a bit of tankiness to our DPSs, and also not far behind in the damage with Hollyberry. And even with our starters, actually, who died away in the beginning, we still got to take the victory here. So I'll say the one flaw of this team, or one downside of this team, or like I would say in another way, a counter to this team is having a Moonlight who's going to have a 3-second start. You can see like the trend has been full Swift Chocolate for Moonlight, and then it turned to like full Solid Almond. And then afterwards, like right now, what I'm using is like a mixture of Swift Chocolate and Syrian Raspberry. But however, if they go back to the original where it goes to the 5 of the Swift Chocolate, I have seen that I lose majority of the time because Moonlight uses her skill a lot faster. All right, so it kind of messes up the skill order and kind of makes my starters die super quickly. So I've seen my team lose like 90% of the time, I'll have to say, when I do verse a Moonlight with a 5 Swift Chocolate and have a 3-second start, compared to starters who has a 4-second start. So it would be going to like Hollyberry, Capsaicin, and then Moonlight right away. That has been like a little bit of a counter, but again, in the arena, you just never know who's going to be using the skill first. But in general, Wildberry team right now is actually really good. All right, so I think I didn't really mention or like kind of showcase exactly like Wildberry's perk here at that 1 minute mark. So let's keep going. So like again, we're just taking advantage of all the hits, and you can see Wildberry in the beginning will have his stack go all the way up to like around like 20 something, right? So the wild stack here is gonna go all the way up to like 20 something sometimes. But right over here at that 1 minute mark, oh, this one was a little bit messed up, all right? But usually if he gets slept, which does tend to happen a lot, he's gonna actually take advantage of that 1 minute mark where he gets 100% extra boost, and then he deals a lot of burst damage, which is really important in the arena because compared to someone like Capsaicin still, who kind of needs to take advantage of the whistle buff to deal an insane amount of burst damage at once, Wildberry has that thing where he's still able to deal a lot of burst damage without having that whistle buff with his mega punch at the very end. And you guys know that the perk about burst damage is that it's not able to get healed up right away, and sometimes just could kill the enemy as well. So there you guys go. Alright guys, so hopefully this time around I'm able to show you guys that Wildberry is going to take advantage of his skill around that 1 minute mark. Again, it really comes down to whether he falls asleep or anything like that. But you can see right here, look at that, 25 stacks. Alright, it's insane. And that's going to just do a ton of burst damage. Alright, and on top of that, this player is using BTS instead of Pure Vanilla as well. So if we have a burst damage, it's insane. Alright, so we're right here, 1 minute mark. Boom, alright, look at that. We just kind of exploded the enemy team here. Moonlight did come back alive with the feather. That's the thing that kind of made her use her skill twice. All right, but here we go. Our Moonlight is going to take advantage of the skill after the enemy Moonlight here. And you can really see just, Wildberry, the 15% extra damage resist on top of that also really helps our team survive. And it just really shows that Wildberry, still being a pretty old cookie, all right, you're still able to take advantage of him inside of the arena as well as a World Aspiration. He's still that first to get recommended from me, especially for the World Aspiration available inside the model shop. And now you can still use him inside of the arena as well. All right, guys, so for any of the players who are still wondering what you guys can use for a team without Capsaicin, or maybe even Werewolf, you guys can take advantage of Wildberry along with her queen, Hollyberry. And a quick reminder is that this team is more of an offensive team. Of course, you can still use it as defense in the lower ranks, but if you're in the Grandmaster or anything like that, it's probably better to use, Capsaicin or Werewolf as your secondary tank if you guys are going to put it as a defense team. But again, guys, if you guys want to check out Andy Runner's original video and his exact topping set that he used to climb all the way to the top first place inside of the Pure Vanilla server, I'll have his video linked down in the description. But an amazing team that he shared. Of course, the topping setting has been tweaked a little bit just to fit my personal playstyle and my own account. but amazing team once again, and hope you guys found the video helpful. Good luck with the climbing, guys, and I'll see you guys all on the next one.